I think the one thing that stands out about these two picks is these two guys really are the epitome to me of passion, uh, love for the game, the kind of character that we want in our locker room. Both of them team captains, both of them tremendous intangibles. Both guys are hard workers. Both of them play at the highest level. They compete. Marcus Golden is a guy who jumps out off the tape with his chase, his effort, his motor. You know, to me, from a size and movement standpoint, he's a little bit like Lamar Woodley was coming out, and he plays with great leverage with his size and his explosiveness through his hips. 10 sacks in the SEC. When we watched Shane Ray, he really stood out to us. He's disruptive, and again, his motor and his backside chase is tremendous.
Like you said, when you start studying Shane Ray, and you keep watching, who the hell's 33? And he must be an underclassman. And all of a sudden, no, this guy's a senior, and he's balls to the wall player. I mean, I just love the way he plays. And he said Lamar Woodley. Of the guys I've been around, he reminds me a lot of James Harrison. Same structure, strength, great leverage, got speed to power, and again, he's relentless in the way he plays the game. Was in a three-point stance, put him back in a two. He's been a natural linebacker most of his career. So, again, like Steve said, team captain. He was the true leader of that football team.
Marcus transitions back to that two-point stance after 2 years.
No, that's really easy. And then as soon as you go in the nickel, you put your hand back in the dirt if you want to. But our guys, once they stand up, they never get them back in a three-point. And but he just readjusting sight lines and some of those things, but he'll be fine at it.
With him, how much of that is just you just see a football player and where other people might get all caught up in this thing?
Yeah, I mean, this guy is exactly what I had talked about. We go out in the fall and we fall in love with guys, and in the spring we confuse ourselves because they're not 6'5" and they don't run 4.5. At the end of the day, this guy was extremely productive in the SEC, played against some of the top tackles and gave him fits. Then he went down to the Senior Bowl and looked just as good against the top competition in the country. So, again, to me, it goes back to he's just a good football player. It's no different for me than when we drafted Anquan Boldin. We all had high round grades on him, and then he ran 4.72 at the combine, and we were all scared. At some point you got to just take good football players.
What do you attribute some of these guys coming out of Missouri? Is it the D-line coach, the coordinator?
Yeah, that Missouri does a fantastic job. You look at a couple of the programs out there like Missouri, like Iowa, and we talk about it all the time in our draft room. Those guys are really well coached, and they aren't five-star recruits. Whether it's Shane Ray or whether it's Alden Smith, whoever they are coming out of Missouri, they play at a high level, and they're coached extremely well. And that's what has been fun about this process is Coach and I spent a lot of time talking to the Missouri coaches about all these different rushers that have come out, and they were extremely high on Golden.
What does Golden do to make up for not having that extra inch or two that most prototypical outside linebackers have?
Well, it starts with his first step, and then the way he's built, he's so powerful and explosive through his hips, and then he plays with such a relentless motor and has the ability to not only go speed to power like Coach says. He's got a little bit of bend where he can get the edge and dip on offensive tackles. And then when you see him run games and stunts, he has a tremendous ability to knife through traffic for being a shorter guy, which again to me is something that's a natural ability.